conception of story ballet, or the idea of trying to take Symphonie Fantastique and kind of deconstruct a traditional way of building a story ballet, was planted in our mind by our music manager at the time while we were touring as an electronic duo.
We started entering music and nightlife spaces. You're so much more proximal to the audience and to the crowd. You can feel their bodies. So it taught us a lot about the umbilical kind of vibrational connection that sound can provide between bodies. And I think that allowed us to think about our stage work in a different way. How can sound be this entry point for our own embodiment to extend to the audience so that perhaps they are more deeply encouraged to feel their own embodied presence while viewing?
Hector Berlioz wrote this symphony for a performer that he fell in love with. And there's a meta-narrative that was actually his own experience of kind of being haunted by his obsession with this performer and then taking a lethal dose of opium and going to hell.
So for story ballet, as we dug deeper into the narrative and what we wanted to do, we realized there was this looking at our histories, each of us in the cast as dancers, what are we carrying with us? And so we've been working with an advisory committee that's comprised of mental health professionals.
And what came to mind for us was what haunts most performing artists are the ghosts of your past selves. Who's trained you? Where did you come from? Familial ghosts, you know, and our advisory committee was like, this story is a story that we all go down. We all have our haunts, and we all experience moments of facing our own hell. For us, performance is a catalyst for catharsis, and you can feel that in a really tangible way in nightlife spaces. These are already marginalized spaces. These are spaces that people are creating between community with like very little resources. Even in a proscenium context, we want the kind of disciplinary tentacles that we send out to be an invitation for the audience to experience a transformation of their own energy.
We like to think about our process in making as a queer world-building practice and try to build this atmosphere around the audience and ourselves. I think for us it's really about more curiosity, creating more conversations to allow people to ask these questions.